Hello everyone, welcome back to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at The Son of Neptune, Chapter 21. Oh, and this is Frank's story. So it starts off with Frank just hating his life. He he hates his, what did it go through? He hates the spear that his dad gave him. He hates the quest that he's on. He hates walking to this store with these scary snakes. He hates his dad. He hates his life. And he's just complaining and complaining in his head about everything that just is really going bad. They get to the store, well, close to the store, and then they start hearing a sound. Frank looks at Hazel and he says, "Run to the store with Piercy." They take off, and Frank grabs an arrow and he shoots it into the darkness. Well, and somewhere. He just shoots it out towards the sound. And it goes shh, and it starts to spark a light. Frank thought he was using one of his explosive arrows, but it was actually just a flare. So it just created this bright light, and Frank could see this yellow snake. Oh, I'm going like this, but it's actually inching along like an inchworm, inching along the grass. And then as it touches the grass slowly starts to die. And Frank can see that it has like some smoke coming out of its breath, and it has fire breath also. Well, the snake charges at Frank, and he doesn't have time to get another arrow and shoot his bow, so he takes his bow and he hits the snake. Boom! Woo! With the bow. But where the bow touched the snake, it slowly starts to fall apart, and Frank throws the bow down, and it disappears in broken fragments. And then Frank also runs to the store. The rainbow... Oh man, what? I can't remember what it's called. The rainbow something... Rainbow something... Something lifestyles. Oh, I can't remember what it was. It just boing, left my head. I'll probably remember in a little bit. So they go inside the store, and it looks like what they call I think he said like hippie store. Has all these natural foods, organic fruit and vegetables, all these healthy kind of things, the things that easily turned back into trash. So like no plastics and things like that. So just really healthy, good quality items. And they're looking around the store, and then a goddess pops up, or I'm not sure if it's a goddess. I think it's a cloud spirit. Fleecy, I think. Fleecy pops up. "Oh, hi, can I help you guys?" And Frank's, "Whoa!" And he knocks over a statue of Neptune, and he goes, boom! And the head of Neptune rolls off. Piercy looks at this, and he's like, whoa. Piercy's not looking good. And then Frank starts like moving around, and he almost hits the lady with his spear, and she's like, "Oh no, it's okay," and the mess disappears. "It's okay, don't worry. My name's Fleecy. I'm so glad you guys are here. You're much better than those stinky monsters who never buy anything." And they just start having this conversation. Frank asks her, "Hey, could you help my friend? He looks really sick." And she's like, "Oh yeah, come with me to the back." And here they meet Iris, the rainbow goddess. And Iris is, she has like a few things that she's going to be talking about, which we're going to get into next chapter, I think. But she looks and she's like, "Oh, what's wrong with Piercy?" "Oh, Juno, up to your old tricks." And Hazel and Frank are like, what are you talking about? But Iris doesn't say. Iris talks a little bit about, the monsters and how she doesn't fight anymore. She's all peace. She only defends herself. She talks a little bit about, being able to send a message to the camp so that way they can know what's coming. And then she asks Felicie to take Percy and Hazel and get them some tea and some snacks to help Percy feel better. But Hazel's like, what about Frank? Isn't he coming with us? And Iris says, oh, no. Frank and I have some things to talk about. I don't know what it is. What it sounds like Frank, maybe we're going to get a little bit of his backstory or history or something that Iris is going to be able to shed some light on Frank's story a little bit. Well, some vocabulary. The first one is trudged. Trudged is this feeling of walking, but with difficulty. So imagine on a beach, if you're kind of walking in the water that's like to your leg or to your knee, and you're kind of walking through the water, it's a little bit hard. Ooh. Trudging is walking with difficulty because swamp or water or mud is holding you down. Blustering is loud. Mars, look at my boy! Look at him, isn't he wonderful? So loud and blustering, and Frank's like, oh, shh, calm down. Gauzy is thin and light. He talks about a ballerina's tutu. If you know what a ballerina's clothes is, when it comes out like this material out here is very thin and light. Geodes. Oh, there should be a picture here about geodes. Probably there was an error, sorry. But a geode is like a rock, but with crystals. Oh, there we go. That's what I did. So this is a picture of a geode. It looks like a rock, but if you cut it in half, you can see there's actually crystals inside. The next one is, what was it called? I actually looked this one up because I didn't know how to pronounce it myself. Macrame, I think. Macrame is a style of like thread that's using like string and knots to make some kind of design. So here's an example on this, where it's like a string and a knot and a string and a knot and a string and a knot, and through that it makes this whole design of what we call a dream catcher. So this is actually a dream catcher and a macrame dream catcher. The next one here is goosed. Goosed just means to like stick someone with a stick. And if you can imagine like a big goose and you put a stick through it and you cook it over a fire maybe, and we use that word to say poked, really. When Frank bends down to clean up his mess, the spear on his back almost pokes Felicie. Well, the last one here, feng shui, chakra, and wa. I'm not an expert in these forces or these religions, but it's all kind of Chinese, I think. Feng shui is kind of some balanced energy. Chakra is another kind of energy. Wa, I have no idea what Wa is. But Iris talks about each of these aspects, and it's kind of it's an Eastern kind of way to think about energy and life in the world. I don't know too much about it, but feel free to look it up if you're curious. Well, discussion question. Why do you think Frank hates being Mars's son so much? Okay, and this is in the beginning, right? He's just like, oh, I hate my life. I hate this. I hate that. I hate ding-dongs. Why does he hate being Mars's son? Because the Romans, right, is like Jupiter and then Mars, right? Mars is like number 2. That's really cool to be Mars's son. But Frank's not that excited. Why do you think that is? Also, make your own discussion question. That's all the time that we have for today, but thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.
Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.